Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Gore Call, in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives after they put out important news. With us today, happy to have him back, Lee Hughes, CEO of React Gaming, trades in Canada, RGG, for our friends in the US, ITMZF. As you can probably tell from their name, they're an emerging esports and iGaming company. They're creating an esports adventure like no other because they're putting together the world's foremost esports and iGaming ecosystem. Sounds like a lot of talk. Nope, they're walking the walk. Q3 revenue was almost $800,000, up about 2,500% from the same quarter last year. And the company and its subsidiaries divisions announced partnerships with XP League, B2B agreement with HHR Philippines, and partnership with Viral Nation. Now, their timing is perfect because the global online gambling market is probably going to hit $1 trillion by the end of this decade. Why? More people going online and more countries wanting that tax dollars from gambling. Esports, on the other hand, 2023 expect to be about 650 million global viewers. Revenues was 1.4 billion in 2020, 1.87 billion is what expected by 2025. And the company's going to capitalize on this because they've already got a world-leading esports betting platform, an enhanced peer-to-peer esports tournament platform, and a professional Rainbow esports team. So they got the mix. They're already generating results. Lee, welcome back, my friend.
Hi, how you doing, George? Thanks for having me.
Hey, glad to have you. It's been a while, right? You guys been a bit of stealth mode. Before we go into the specifics of today's press release that incorporates artificial intelligence into the company, let's talk a little bit about how happy were you with the way 2022 ended, and how do you foresee 2023 playing out for the company?
Yeah, thanks. It's an interesting question. It was like two halves of the year last year. The second half for us was clearly better than the first half. It was just a year of two halves. You know, the second half of the year was really about assessing everything that had been acquired. We should have done that, and we've admittedly came out and said that we should have done that much earlier than when we actually started doing that. We feel like we lost a little bit of time early in 2022. But I can assure you over the last 4 months of 2022, the team were working around the clock, playing catch up, and we actually ended 2022 achieving a lot more than what we actually proposed that we would set out to achieve. So that's all I can ask of the team. We certainly came into 2023 with now a strategic plan, 3 to 5 years of where we want to get to and how we need to get there, which the business hadn't done since acquiring all of its assets. We now understand where our real value proposition lies amongst our assets as well, which I think is really important. So, our understanding as a team is that our 3 assets, which are, LOOT.BET, Compete.GG, which we're about to speak about, and in our team environment, that we'll be cash flow positive at some point. That's our goal, and that's what we're setting out to achieve. We realize that receiving capital is not only difficult, but it's expensive. So we have to treat our capital accordingly. We just got to make smart decisions, and smarter decisions like all small cap businesses need to set out to do. When it's tough out there, you've got to be able to pivot and be nimble. We just want to make sure that when we go through the next quarter or two, that we recapitalize to get ourselves to cash flow, being cash flow positive. So with that, we have we're not pinned to the economic climate that is mostly in small cap world, raising funds to become more mature.
All right, well, let's talk about today's press release. You're going to be incorporating artificial intelligence and machine learning. Obvious to most people do this kind of thing in order to optimize their operations. What are the couple of the biggest problems that you think are going to be solved or get optimized by incorporating artificial intelligence and machine learning?
Yeah, we've looked at both areas pretty intrinsically, and tried to relate it to our different assets that we own and see how maybe we could start adding to our IP, because obviously at the end of the day, we're a products business. we need to be innovating all the time. We identified that in Q3 and Q4 of last year, because obviously, as you mentioned, the space is transforming. We've got to be adaptable. You know, we came up with the concept of trying to make our tournament system a smart AI tournament system. It just means that we can scale it with, you know, based on demand. We can use a lot of our data collection, you know, and all of our analytical tools to start creating better user experiences. And obviously, because we're capturing quite a lot of quite different, unique offerings that touch the space, we're also trying to, you know, make our job easier around how we market our assets amongst each other as well. Of course, we have rules we need to follow, but you know, we think the online esports tournament space is going to be really, really large. You know, every report tells us that it's going to be. In fact, it already really is. It's just done amongst peers in whatever framework they can do it in, and as best as they can. I mean, we want to be able to, you know, have the most competitive real-time tournaments that all users, all ages, all shapes and sizes can utilize, and for as many games as possible, and for not only that too, in the future, wagering. And so we are all generating so much live data across, in particular, Compete and Loot, that we're crazy to ignore it. The data story isn't going away. In fact, I think as consolidation starts to happen amongst this sector in particular, because I still believe that that's going to happen, a little bit like the cannabis space. After it decided to become a little bit more mature, you saw businesses starting to come together. I think that's going to happen. And, you know, we feel like having all of that data set that we do have is such a big advantage amongst our peers, which is really where we hold a lot of value. So why not now start to work with, you know, maybe even some government institutions and other grant institutions that see, you know, AI and machine learning as good tech. I know they do here in Quebec, and we recognise that. So yeah, look, we just want to be able to utilise all of our data appropriately and use it to our advantage, and have that impact our products that our customers are using. And if we can start to utilise, you know, AI algorithms to generate, you know, more fairer tournaments, more importantly, so that we can actually get results that matter, that aren't tampered with, and all of those types of things that actually strangely exist today, then, you know, we've opened up a whole another new niche for the offering, and that's been our goal. So I'm certainly not an artificial intelligence expert. I'm certainly learning a lot, and when you surround yourselves with some of the tech guys that we have, it's pretty mind-blowing actually how
Amazing.
How much smarter we can make our products, and then what impact that has on the bottom line for more cash flow ultimately.
Well, and on that note, perfect segue into my next question, which is, how long do you think it'll take to start incorporating some of these optimizations through artificial intelligence, machine learning, and what kind of an impact do you think it's going to have on the top and bottom line? I'm not looking for specific numbers, but
no,
you know, small impact, medium impact, really outsized impact. What do you guys foresee?
Yeah, so we've already been incorporating some AI and machine learning tools into our system already. You know, we are in the process of building some really unique tools for our customers when they're using the platform. I don't want to jump on Ty Root's parade by any means. I think, you know, very, very shortly we'll be able to share some really awesome
nice
functionality improvements to the system, and I'd like to leave that for him to do. But we've got a white paper internally at the moment that we've had created, and that we're working on in a very adaptable environment, and we feel like we might be able to start coming up with some more value creation in this space, certainly the latter half of this year, second half of this year, once we've rounded out the implementation of some of these other new features and functions that we've got ready to go for our tournament platform.
All right, so that's exciting. That's exciting because and what I like about what you're saying, Lee, is that you've got the talent in-house So it's not just saying, well, George, we got to go look for a firm or we're going to look for a couple of people because they're in demand now. If you don't have some talent in-house, you got to go looking out there. I mean, ChatGPT has just lit the world on fire and everybody wants an AI developer or two. So is it fair to say that you got some really good talent in-house that could handle most or maybe even all of what you want to do, or at least you may need some to augment you a bit, but you've got the core tech
we've got a really good core team. I mean, to be able to build a proprietary product that we think has the value that it does and has, you have to do it with smart minds. So we're really fortunate to be able to have a lot internally, but of course, being a tech company, product tech company at that, you've just always got to be looking for new talent, George, and you hit it on the head. They're very hard to hire in a competitive environment, especially with the US blowing up, like you said, in tech, especially with AI functionality.
Buddy, thanks for joining us today. I know this is a quick kind of roundup interview, but great result with Q3. Love the way you guys ended the year with all these partnerships and B2B announcements and B2B agreements, things like that. And love to see this come right out of the gate because it just shows me you guys are constantly thinking about growing the business, optimizing the business, and you've got this fantastic ecosystem. Can't wait to have you back, my friend.
Thanks, George. Appreciate you having me on.
To everybody at home, you've been watching or you've been listening by a podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, your favorite podcast platform. To Lee Hughes, he's the CEO at React Gaming, trades in Canada, RGG, for friends of this, ITMZF. For those new to the story, want to do your due diligence, get the company's profile page on Agoracom. Start there. We give you a really great 1,000-foot overview, and then you got to head over to the React website to do your deep dive due diligence. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. See you next time. Hey guys, the video's over, but don't forget to help your company by liking it and even leaving a comment below. And then don't forget to help yourself by subscribing to our YouTube channel so you never miss another great Agoracom small cap video.